Welcome back, everyone. I'm Robin from This Blog's Neat, and I'm going to be trying the third of 4 rum samples of high ester unaged rums that I was sent by Phil, who is one of my Patreons. Thank you, Phil. Thank you so much. And thank you to my other Patreons. Thank you guys so much for helping to support the channel. If you've been following along and are enjoying these videos, feel free to subscribe. That would be great. Like, comment on my videos, watch more of my videos, and you can join us over on Patreon. I'd be really happy if you did. But I am now moving on to a rum that is supposed to be even higher ester concentration than the last rum, which was the, what did I try last? Warehouse number 1, New Yarmouth, Overproof, NYE/HM, which was sitting at 500 to 700 grams of esters per hectoliter of pure alcohol. This one is sitting at 1,500 to 1,600 grams of esters per hectoliter of pure alcohol. So this one should pack a lot more punch. So as you know, because you probably, clicked on this video, this is the Single Barrel Select Origins Jamaica TECC at 57% ABV. This is coming from Long Pond. This is from Long Pond Distillery in Jamaica. It's in the Trelawney Parish of Jamaica. Yeah, and this is the TECC mark. Now, TEC stands for Tilston Estate Continental, and there is TECA, TECB, and TECC. Each one is slightly higher in ester concentration, and TECC is the highest. Yeah, that's as high as it goes. 15 to 1,600 grams of esters per hectoliter of pure alcohol. Here are the marks that are produced at Long Pond Distillery right here. For this mark, it is a molasses-based rum where they are adding in dunder, they're using muck, and they're distilling it with a double retort pot still. Let's talk about Long Pond for a second. They were founded in 1753 and they closed down in 2012 until 2017 when they finally reopened. But alas, in 2018, there was a fire that destroyed their entire fermentation area. So they were closed down yet again, but opened again in 2019. Now, the reason they closed in the first place was because of all of the dunder that they had on hand that they were processing and handling. And yeah, I think that's what we're dealing with Ray and Nephew right now, if I'm not mistaken. When you make a lot of rum, you make a lot of dunder and you have to dispose of it somehow. Even if you're recycling it back into your fermentations, you're still producing way more than you're recycling back in. Some distilleries will dilute the dunder and then use it to fertilize their cane fields, but you can only use so much. And so dealing with that is definitely a challenge that a lot of distilleries, especially in Jamaica, have to deal with when they're producing so much rum. Anyways, Long Pond is owned by National Rums of Jamaica, and Clarendon Distillery is their sister distillery. Together, they produce the Money Musk line of rums. So the way that Long Pond produces the TECC mark and a lot of their other high ester marks is by using dunder in the fermentation. They're also using cane vinegar or cane acid, which they make from fresh pressed cane juice, along with tossing cane stalks into it. It ferments, but it ferments and produces vinegar instead of fermenting and producing ethanol. They also add muck to the fermentation, and I believe this is added in at a later stage in the fermentation. And then it's distilled using one of their 5 double retort pot stills. A little fun fact is that the Long Pond Sugar Factory next door is not owned by National Rums of Jamaica or by Long Pond Distillery. It's actually owned by the Hussey family, who owns Hamden Estate. So yeah, anyways. First thing I get, nail polish. Yeah, it's doing a nail salon thing. Not super overpowering, but it is the first thing that's popping up. There's also an apple thing, like baked apples covered in nail polish. And there's cinnamon accompanying that baked apple thing, right? It's like the inside of an apple pie. There's banana as well, but it's like a banana Laffy Taffy, so like an artificial banana. It's got a grassy and vegetal thing going on here. There is something familiar. I'm going to keep going in for it, but yeah. But the best way I can describe it right now is if a green bell pepper and eucalyptus had a baby, which I don't know if that's helpful at all. There's also some vanilla in here, but it's like kind of like a dirty vanilla, like if you left out the vanilla pod and it started to kind of grow a little bit of mold on it, speaking from experience. Almost a barbecue dry rub thing. I want to say it's on chicken, but if you also had some fruits on there as well. It's interesting because from memory, which I could just go upstairs and grab some DOK, I remember, I feel like DOK just like punches you in the face a lot more. This is definitely big, bold, complex, doing a lot of things, but I don't feel like I've gotten punched in the face. Keep in mind, I am just coming from another high ester rum, so maybe my nose and palate are a little desensitized right now and it doesn't smell that funky, but yeah, I would like to taste this side by side with DOK. So this is at 57% ABV, which is still, a relatively high ABV. And for something that is 1,500 to 1,600 grams per hectoliter of pure alcohol in esters, in ester concentration, I'm expecting a whole lot more. It's weirdly light relative to how I'm remembering like DOK and even the New Yarmouth that I just tried that is a lower mark or has a lower concentration of esters. I'm getting a lot more vegetal grassiness. Right off the bat, there is some fruitiness. I'm getting star fruits, but it is more of like an herbal thing. Like there's oregano. I'm getting some peppercorns. Yeah, like white peppercorns. There's a little bit of like a toasted, roasted pine nuts thing. A little bit of a pineapple core, not the actual like juicy pineapple, but like the core of the pineapple. Now that star fruit comes forward on the nose. That nail polish thing comes forward too. There's some green grapes in there as well. It's not as complex as I want it to be. I think it's a little more kind of one-noted, living in more of that light, fruity, herbal, little bit of nail polish realm. Okay. I don't know if it's because I was expecting a lot more for 1,500 to 1,600 grams per hectoliter of pure alcohol of esters, but it is kind of less flavorful than what I thought it would be, less aggressive than what I thought it would be. Again, it's at 57%, but I still think that should be a plenty flavorful, robust, crazy, funky rum at that strength. If you've tried this, please let me know what you thought of it. If you've tried any of the other TECC marks from Long Pond, let me know. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite mark at Long Pond? I think I forgot to mention that SBS Origin, I have also tried 2 of their bottlings. They had a Grand Arome rum and an Aroma Grande rum from the Dominican Republic. You can check that video out here. But they are SBS Origin. They're an independent bottler line. But yeah, let me know if you've tried this, what you thought of it. And stay tuned because I have one more rum to try, one more high ester rum to try that is not from Jamaica. It is from South Africa, and I feel like that gives it away completely right there. Yeah, so stay tuned for that.